Hi everyone and welcome to this video on software development practices. Today we are going to dive into some fundamental principles that every software engineering should know. These principles will help guide you through creating efficient, reliable and maintainable software. Let us get started. I am excited to take you through this insightful topic on software development practices. Software engineering is about creating reliable, maintainable, and adaptable software, and following best practices is key to achieving this. Let us explore some core principles and practices that form the foundation of successful software development. Today, we will focus on the general principles of software engineering practices as proposed by David Hooker, covering 7 key principles. Now, these principles form the backbone of how we think about designing and building software. Whether you are working on small projects or large systems, these practices remain relevant and helpful streamline the processes. Throughout this video, I will be explaining each principle in detail and we will look out how they apply in real-world software development scenarios. Software engineering practices are guided by principles that ensure high-quality software development. These principles emphasize simplicity, future readiness, and maintainability. Exactly. All its core software engineering isn't about writing code. It's about designing systems that are easy to understand, modify, and scale. Principles like simplicity and adaptability are essential because they save you time and effort in long run. And most importantly, they ensure your software continues to deliver value. Let us take a closer look at these 7 principles. David Hooker proposed 7 core principles that focus on the software engineering process as a whole. These are: the reason it all exists, keep it simple stupid, maintain the vision, what you produce others will consume, be open to the future, plan ahead for reuse, think. So these are the guiding lights of software engineering. While each principle is important on its own, together they form a comprehensive approach to developing high quality software. I will be explaining how each of these plays out in a typical software project and how you can apply them to your work. Principle 1. The reason it all exists. The purpose of any software system is to provide value to its users. This might seem obvious, but it's easy to lose sight of the user when you are caught up in the technical detail of a project. A great example is when features are added simply because they are cool or technically impressive. But if they do not serve a purpose for the user, they do not add value. Always ask yourself, what problem I am solving for the user? Everything from feature design to smallest bug fix should align with the goal of making the user's experience better. Take a banking app, for instance. Users are primarily concerned with security, ease of use, and fast transaction. If a feature doesn't improve those aspects, it's not adding value. This focus ensures that your project stays on track and delivers what matters. Principle 2. Keep it simple, stupid. Simplicity is the key to effective software design. Simplicity is your best friend in software development. Overcomplicating things often leads to errors, bugs, and systems that are difficult to maintain. When I say simple, I don't mean taking shortcuts or ignoring important details. Instead, it's about eliminating unnecessary complexity. Complex designs may seem smart, but simplicity is where the real genius lies. Think of mobile apps like Instagram or WhatsApp. Their user interfaces are very simple and intuitive, but behind that simplicity is a lot of thought and engineering. The more straightforward your code and design are, the easier it will be for others to maintain and improve upon later. Principle 3. Maintain the vision. A clear vision is crucial for ensuring that the software stays true to its intended purpose. When developing software, it is easy for teams to stray from the original vision, especially as new features get added or as team members come and go. But the software's core purpose, the reason it exists, should always be front and center. Having a unified vision keeps the project on course. A good analogy is a film director maintaining the vision of a movie. Everyone on the film crew, from actors to editors, needs to understand the story and how each scene contributes to it. The same applies in software development. Everyone from developers to testers must share a clear understanding of what the software is trying to achieve. Principle 4. What you produce, others will consume. Software should be designed with future developers and maintainers in mind. Software doesn't exist in a vacuum. Once you have written code, someone else will have to read it, modify it, or maintain it. So it's crucial to write clean, understandable code and document your decisions. This way, when another developer picks up your work, months or even years later, they would be lost trying to figure out what's going on. Many projects where poor documentations and messy code lead to major delays when new developers join the team. Good practice like code comments, readable variable names, and clear documentations can save time and frustration for everyone. Principle 5. Be open to the future. Software should be designed to adapt to future changes. This principle is all about flexibility. Technology evolves, user needs changes, and requirements come up all the time. If you lock your design into a rigid structure, it will be harder to adapt in future. Always design with future possibilities in mind. Let us take online shopping websites like Amazon. They need to scale quickly during peak times like Black Friday. Their architecture is designed in such a way that they can add more servers and resources as needed. This scalability and flexibility keep them prepared for the future. Principle 6. Plan ahead for reuse. Design software components that can be reused in future projects. Reusability is a huge time saver. If you create components that can be easily adapted for other projects, you reduce the amount of redundant work in the future. Think of your code as building blocks that can be rearranged and reused, not just for this project but for many more. Frameworks like Bootstrap or React are great examples for reusable components. You can use them across multiple projects, save time and efforts. As a developer, always think about how your work can serve a broader purpose beyond the current project. Principle 7. Think. Critical thinking is essential throughout the software development process. This principle is simple yet profound. Every decision you make should be well thought out. Don't just follow threads blindly. Whether it is picking a technology stack, designing a feature, or debugging a problem, always stop and think. The time you spend thinking through your choice will pay off in the quality and longevity of your software. Let us recap the key principles. Provide value to users, keep designs simple, maintain a clear vision, design for future maintainability, be open to changes, plan for reuse, always think critically. These principles are timeless. Whether you are a beginner or an experienced developer, applying them will improve your software development process. By focusing on simplicity, future readiness, and clear communication, you ensure that your software is both useful and adaptable. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this overview of David Hooker's principles helpful. If you enjoyed this video. Feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions or insights to share. See you in the next video. Thank you.